So there's been a lot of energy, and it is affecting everyone as a collective. I don't even know if I'm gonna end up sharing this video, but I just wanted to talk about the energy I'm going through because I feel like a lot of people can resonate with it. Because I keep getting told by my guides that something is coming in November, and it's going, it was like late October, early November, and I feel like it's kind of a combination of the distractions being presented to us with Hollywood collapsing and then the election. So like coming at both ends of the spectrum there, kind of like social media wise. All right, sorry. Wow. Where was I? And then I'm hearing that mid to late November, like after like the chaos, like there must be, what was it? It was like there must be destruction before there can be peace. It's like the message I heard. I feel like there's a different word in place of destruction, but it was like the same message. Devastation. There will be devastation before there will be peace. But the peace that I'm hearing of is going to be like something we have never experienced before. And you know, those who aren't ready to receive it, I feel like that's mostly just people not into the spiritual work. So they will probably, like that group of people, they'll probably just keep like reverting to social media, kind of going with the sheep, for lack of better words. Just, that's kind of how I feel when I think about the government and like the mass majority, like moving with what they're saying and like feeding into everything. I just like, that's the sheep. So steering away from that as much as we can, so you end up healing, you end up discovering more and more in life about the truth, and as you dig deeper into that, you end up digging deeper into yourself, because that's when you start to form your identity of who you are, who you want people to be perceiving you as. And you know, it might not all look the same. Like some people might be like leaning heavily into spirituality, other people might be just like dipping their toes in the water, some people might just be neutral, they might not agree with anything going on in the world, but also have their suspicions about spirituality, or like not even like if they didn't think of it as a suspicion, they just in their reality knew that, oh my god, that's like total BS, and they're just neutral, they don't care. Even them, they're going to end up receiving this in their own way, because it's just going to push them further into their journey about finding out who they are as a person. Like obviously they still have questions, so it's going to be like, well, what do you choose to believe? It's making the decision of the energy that you want to keep welcoming into your life. And like even way back when, like I kind of had my suspicions with spirituality, but only in the sense of like how much of it is true, because there's a lot that you hear nowadays, and growing up, it just, stories get twisted, truths are warped into lies. It's just like, okay, so you kind of have to figure it out for yourself. For me, I didn't even like realize this when I got older. I just thought that I was different, like I just never really fit in anywhere. Like at home, at school, and it's not saying that like people were nasty to me or rejected me. Like I was still like, they made me feel loved and welcome and stuff, but I didn't feel like I could really be my authentic self without people thinking that I was like totally weird or crazy or something. Because when I was younger, I would even get messages then from my guides, and I would have spiritual encounters. And when I would like ask people like, hey, have you ever experienced something like this, they would like, some people would be like, oh my god, yeah, let's tell ghost stories, but it's just ghost stories to them. And then like some other people were like, well, I think you're just like dreaming, like it must have just been when you were sleeping. Like I don't know, it's weird. So now diving into that, and again, just learning as you go. I have had enough encounters, and I have met enough people now who have experienced very, very similar things. And like you hear about getting signs and having it like help you in a certain direction, but then like the suspicion for some people, it's like, okay, well, how is this a sign? Like, what does that even mean? How is this a sign? And what, now this is supposed to happen? But eventually they'll keep like seeing the sign, be kind of suspicious of it, and be like, well, what's that supposed to be for? And then they'll like, this is kind of what happened to me, really. Like I would see a sign, I'm like, oh, okay, so like this is indicating that this is gonna happen or something like this. And then like I wouldn't know in detail what it was going to be, but I just knew that I felt the energy from it. I'm like, oh, that's something good. That's something exciting. That's something that I'm going to love. And I'm like, okay, well, let's see. And it did. Like, I would get a sign, I would listen to it, and basically, like, obey to, like, okay, I'll stop worrying and just trust. And literally, like, as Bashar would say, like, find something that you're excited about and follow it as far as you possibly can. So I was following that feeling of excitement. It's like, it's a lot to even talk about. I just kept doing it. Like, okay, well, once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, every single time, you start to get, it starts to convince you. And some people may even go from it, some people may even look at it from like the quantum physics side. Everything's made of atoms, and in an atom there's protons, neutrons, electrons, and those particles go fast, they move around, and when you move, you have a vibration. That's just how things work. So an atom, therefore, would have a vibration. Since everything is made of atoms, even though they are different, it's still a vibration. And so thoughts and feelings, like I'm gonna lean more towards emotions, not so much thoughts. It's a little different, kind of. But everything, like when you're experiencing happiness, that gives off dopamine. Dopamine is a chemical that's naturally created within our brains. So that means it's a chemical, it's tangible, like you can break that down into an element. And that element, therefore created by atoms, because you break that down further and further, you get to an atom. And so that has a different vibration. It gives off a different frequency. So when you're feeling pissed off or you're feeling sad, like, and especially I know my empaths out there can relate to this, when we are around people that are experiencing an emotion very strongly, or I mean, if you're in tune with it, it doesn't even have to be that strong. You can just be around someone and you just know exactly how they're feeling, what they're thinking, what's going on. And it's because we're picking up on their frequencies. We are so sensitive to that. And just, again, having the perspective from both sides of that, you will never not believe. ever. So anyways, that has, over the years, I have now turned to Oracle. I have Oracle decks right now for guidance. I don't have any tarot yet. These actually I didn't go looking for, and this is my main deck. This is almost the only one I use. I think I put the other one away. There's like one other one, but mostly this one. And I was randomly given these by, I don't even know how to explain this. So a family friend was going through all their stuff, and they were having a yard sale, and they were selling the house, really. So they were selling their house, they were going through all their stuff, having a yard sale, getting rid of whatever they didn't want, but they knew that I was into this stuff, and they just gave them to me. There are a total of 6 decks, I want to say, but out of all of them, this one, for whatever reason, just immediately caught my eye, drew me in. It was such a strong connection. It was like I had already bonded with the cards, and I could also feel the energy of the person before. And it was the weirdest thing. It was just weird. So ever since then, I've been doing readings for myself. So if anyone did want a reading, again, I mainly just do them on myself right now. But if you're interested, definitely reach out. I'll put my email below, and if you want a reading, just let me know. And but now I'll get into the message that I have received today. So with all the energy going on, I have had intense feelings of confusion, because I know there's something great coming, and I can see the certain things that I do that are definitely going to work, and like I have a plan, and like it's looking good. But at the same time, there's like the like fogginess. I don't really know how to explain it, but I think there's just, because it's such a big shift going on, and people are really starting to wake up, and are really shifting into a new moment in ever. Like, this is like, it's very esoteric, but like it's a, I guess to put it simply, a magical shift. Like it's gonna be insane. So just trying to gain clarity, but like before any good thing that comes in, there's going to be a challenge first. So that's kind of what I'm working through, and still like holding the vision I have for everything, like the map I've created. So now it's just like shifting into the territory so I can use that map, put it to good use. So I did my reading, and I've been told that I need to do some energy work. So I had already had Reiki in my mind previously. It's something I'm still looking into. It's just there are so many things going on that I have planned. Now I need to like prioritize everyone and figure out what I want to do first, and put my all into it. And then like I don't want to overwhelm myself here. But also energy work, as in it is time to cleanse. It is time to see that we're shifting from a lower frequency to a higher frequency, and in that big shift, we need to let go of all the negative energy that we're still holding on to. We don't want to bring that with us. So being by the ocean or envisioning the ocean, it will help with a saltwater cleanse. And I even actually just had a conversation with one of my coaches, and they even were like, hey, like, don't forget to have like a cup full of salt water or something to help like next to your bed, to help with your cleansing. And it was just a good reminder. And then literally it's the next day now, and I was planning to sleep with it next to my bed. So I talked to them in the morning, and then I was gonna leave it next to my bed. So then at night, I was so exhausted. My kids have been sick. My dog, she, it's a whole story, but I totally forgot, because I am still human, I totally forgot to put it out. And so today I'm doing my reading, salt water. And you might hear my son, he's waking up. But then I got trustworthy guidance. Like, basically, don't brush this off. Listen, follow through, really put your energy into it. And actually, funny I say it, like, listen, pay attention, because I was like, I just felt like there was something more, so I kept going. Listen. Because I did get the ocean card the other day, but I didn't really understand what it meant. And then my coach was like, hey, don't forget that. And then I did forget. And then again, it came out. So listen is my next one. It's kind of like them yelling at me. Basically just telling me that there's nothing to worry about. And to just keep trusting in the guidance. Like, it hasn't steered me wrong once, why would it now? And then it gave me this blessing in disguise. So the message that I felt through that was that every challenge that has been presenting itself to me, this too is just going to make you stronger, just like it has in the past. So I'm just really trusting that. I mean, I'm definitely not turning back, so trusting the guidance that I'm being given is kind of my only option here. And honestly, it's an exciting journey, and it's very rewarding, and I will never not believe. I'll never not believe. And then when in the beginning of this video, when I started, and I looked at the bottom, that I shuffled it, but the other one was life's purpose, which is kind of everything that I'm working towards. It's my life purpose. It's what I was called here to do. It's the promise I made with myself. But then I got Cupid. So with everything that I've gone through, everything that I've healed from, everything that I have learned, experienced, everything is like everything that brought in challenges and really pushed me like this close to my breaking point. Everything that made me fight back and grow and become the person I am today, I'm finally getting the return from that, and it's going to be because of listening and matching the frequency and putting in all my faith. Like, I am getting like a fairy tale ending. And again, this is a collective thing. Like, I don't think it's just me. And I have been getting told that message over and over and over and over again. And it's why, like, I started making videos in the first place. There's something that I believe that I am here to bring to the collective, whether that be, I mean, I wouldn't say as like a channel, but like a messenger kind of in a way. And then in the middle of the video a little bit ago, this fell out and I caught it, and it is notice the signs. So kind of, you know, right there. Like, it can't get any clearer than that. Oh, and I forgot about this one. I was shuffling before I started the video, and so it landed in the box and reversed, and that is entrepreneur. So literally exactly what I'm doing. Notice the signs. So that is just kind of really what my readings bring to me. It happens every single time. Every single time I get something that is just so strong, I feel so connected to it. It is so clear. It's precise. It's literally like sitting down at a table and talking to my guides. It is that connected. I do need to get going. I do need to get my daughter from school, and then we have dance, so, and a tea party. So I do have to get going, but I think I will share this video. It's a little different than my other videos, I know, but this will kind of give you kind of a closer look as to like who I am and how I've been learning and how I'm perceiving things and what steps I'm taking in my journey. And hopefully in some sort of way I'm able to help you in yours. So I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll talk to you guys soon. All right, peace out.